the game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, won with a home run, drove
hit the home run.
Right. They were going into that National Series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. That's my first not for the night.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange Live.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Starts now. Welcome to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. It's me, your host, Mr. Nate Cowser. We are like an hour late, but you know what? I'm here, and that's what matters. I have Miss Riga Ruby on the line with us, and she is here.
Hello.
She is amazing. She's crazy. And today is going to be a different artist exchange. So I've been fumbling with the idea of just expanding with the artist exchanges and or adding on a new platform for more conversations that I enjoy. Not that I don't enjoy talking to artists, but I just really want to do different things, and I feel like I've painted myself into a corner, so it's time to kind of revamp who I am and what I am.
2018, you gotta expand. You can give yourself another pronoun if you want to.
So I have Riga on the line today, because she will be, hopefully, a part of this explosion of Nate the Adult. Getting outside
I had to talk to my manager. I don't know if I have the time to talk to him.
Getting outside of the artist bubble. If you don't know Riga, she is a actress, a comedian, a lady man, and we'll discover what that means in the course of this conversation.
I have a vagina only. Disclaimer. I have a vagina only.
If you like that type of thing. But so me and Riga have some really often explicit conversations, but mostly funny and just really what artists really be thinking. When you look at an artist and they not saying anything, the things that we're about to say is normally what's on their mind, if they're a real artist. But we talk about I don't, and this is, and most of my friends will tell you, if not all of them or anybody, even people that I'm technically in relationships with, will tell you that I don't enjoy talking about sex. It's not uncomfortable to me. It's not.
Kim Kardashian said the same thing, and nobody believes her.
And that's the problem. Most people think that I'm a uber hoe.
She said the same thing.
So I'm kind of like seen as Kim Kardashian. I'm like the Kim Kardashian of my friend circle, because I probably did things that, you know, people see that are outlandish. Like, I remember there was a clip of me on my phone and people saw it. It wasn't what I planned to see it, but I was having some issues with a spirit in my home, and it was playing with my phone, and the world got to see a sex
So when
scene.
you say a spirit in home,
Say it again.
what you mean like that?
You say what?
You mean like a ghost?
I would say a spirit. I don't want to call it a ghost, because a ghost kind of indicates that something wrong. But it's just a spirit. I don't know if it belongs there.
And you had me sleeping over there?
Yeah. I mean, I have to sleep there most nights by myself. So, like,
Yeah, but it's used to you.
I don't think it is, because I had to move out of that room, because it was. It's only in one of my rooms. I think it may travel throughout the house, but I think that was.
I thought he had left for a while, because I don't remember he had stopped saying so.
Well, that's because I moved out of that room. I was in the front room initially, and when I moved out of that room, then it stopped like sitting on my bed and like. I stopped having issues with my phone. I could like feel it sitting on my bed. Like,
oh my God. I would lose my motherfucker. I would lose my mind.
You know, like when you got the covers on you and the cover kind of sinks in and it feel like somebody just touched your leg. Well, that would happen to me.
Yes, I've seen that in the scary movie. Yes, I know what you mean.
That would happen to me even if I didn't have covers on. Yeah. So I ended up moving out of the room and yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I was like, I'm not in this bathroom by myself.
So in the rest of the house, I think we share the rest of the house as like roommates. But it's just like, I think that room was like their room. So I don't, you know.
I'm like, nah, the moment when I do want somebody to watch me in the bathroom, it's a fucking group.
Like I could be in that room, I just can't sleep in that room. I think the issue was me sleeping in that room. And I think, you know, I probably was getting more than the ghost was getting, and they was getting jealous. So it became an issue. But I just realized I'm the Kim Kardashian of my group.
Yep.
Damn, that's crazy. But I'm not like, I don't think Kim Kardashian is like this.
I have to really think about that and see, yes, you are. Now that I really take time to think about it, I never looked at it like that, but you are.
I'm so misunderstood, and all I want to do is just make my money.
Yep. Like, she caught a lot of flack recently for showing off her private jet that her and Kanye had. And people was calling her obnoxious and all this and that, but I really don't think she meant any harm.
Like, how do you hide a private jet? Like, how do you hide it?
And it was huge. It was like a 600, like, it was a huge ass.
Yeah, but, like, they got in trouble for hiring their own fire department. If you have the money to save your home, why can't you use it? But they wanted them, people wanted them to take that money. Other families
they're gonna see how fly. Just bring money, they can spend it how they want.
Right.
Yeah, well.
So I'm the Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
But I have talent, bitch. I don't know about that whole.
Right, yeah.
But I think she got talent. Like, she could start her own PR firm. Like, she should do that.
For real. Yeah, no, I'm not saying they like to discredit her, but you gotta be talented to build an empire from, you know.
From nothing.
We all know her humble beginnings.
And that's how my family looks at me. They joke me. Because they tell me I haven't had a struggle. Bitch, they don't know the Nate today, though. They have no idea of who to date. So these are some of the conversations that we have. It normally starts off really lighthearted like this, and then it gets meaty. And normally Riga gets very emotional at some point, and that's just who we are. But I think the one issue that we talk about the most is kind of like dating, and that's
becoming successful, our goals and stuff like that.
Yeah, but and we're on two different sides of it, because I see the value in being single, and Riga doesn't see that at all. And that's cool.
I mean, I do, but it's like, I'm like, okay, my lesson, let's go with it.
Yeah. But I feel like I need to be single. I think we need to be single for as long as we possibly can. And I don't think Riga shares that point of view at all.
No, I don't. Yes, I want somebody to pay.
She
to go out of town.
She does not see that at all. That's not her point of view. That's not her perspective at all.
I'm sick of it.
But I mean, my perfect relationship would be if we had like a duplexed house nice house,
You on
but a
one side.
duplex, right? Like you stay in one part,
Yeah, I could do that too.
and then we come together when like for dinner or like special time, special adult time, and then
Special adult.
there are hours out of the day that I don't mind sleeping with the person, but that every night thing, yeah, I need you to go to your own space.
Yeah, well, there are a lot of people out here who feel the same way.
But I don't want to
Not a
get
lot.
out. It's not a lot. It's not a lot though. But I really, I think we ought to really like spend more time to ourselves, or as much time as we possibly can to
Yeah.
ourselves. But a lot of people,
Enhancing, learning the person that you are, all of that.
and I think it's because I grew up with older people, and I think that's why I feel that way. Like at some point in this country, you know, people was husband and wives were like sleeping in separate beds in the same room, and I don't see anything wrong with
That was just for TV. I don't know if he was doing that for real.
I mean, but I think that was in real life, though. I think there were couples that really lived that life, and I wouldn't have a problem with being that person, though. I wouldn't have a problem with living that way. You know, because I think it'll make us like closer. Like the time we do have together,
Right.
will be.
And it just makes the heart go and find us.
That's what they say. That's what they say. I don't believe it either.
On the body hornier
have a
for
problem
me.
with. I mean, I'll be honest and say I'll be honest and say. Oh, my phone going crazy. I think like a portion of I think a part of me wants that, but the other part like is real with myself and knows I wouldn't mind a relationship. It's just the everyday thing. Like I think I could do well in a long distance relationship.
I don't see how that would you. I don't see how you have been like a long run of people that would be okay with that. Because a lot of people.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah,
It's why I'm
because
single.
I mean, I know more people who are happy single than I know who are like married and happy. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't think. Well, that's been the issue. Well, because you can find people who
are miserable.
Yeah, you like I don't have an issue with finding people that are like that.
Just being compatible with the person.
Right, but normally the person that would be into what I'm into are the extreme of even who I am. Like it's a total secret. It's a yeah.
With the person they with, yeah.
Right, so that's why you're into this because
Right. So you want some new ass in your relationship.
right, right. I don't.
You said you was into it.
Right. Yeah, bitch, but I didn't know you had a whole family on the side though.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, you could feel the basement.
Right, nigga, you got a whole.
I'll call you when it's time to go to the picture table.
I can't. So and as we go, I kind of explain what's happening. So, like literally, Riga lives in New Orleans. If you don't know, she's a New Orleans ghetto, and we talk as if we live on opposite sides of the city. And it's weird, but unfortunately, people who I live 5 minutes from, I don't have conversations with like this. I talk to them as if they live in New Orleans, and I still live here. But Riga, we went to school together. I met Riga during our right after Katrina. She was a individual that came up here from New Orleans based on Katrina, and when I first met her, she was talking about sucking dick, and I knew I would just say it, and I just knew from that moment that I was gonna laugh with her all the time because I never meet women who that don't look raunchy, or who don't come across raunchy, that talks about having sex as much as Riga does. And I've never met somebody who I didn't feel they were a little prostitute-ish. I never met somebody who I didn't think was out there selling their ass that could talk like that. And she likes such a normal Southern girl. This a normal, typical city Southern girl, and I just think you're crazy. I think there's a part of you that people fear. I think that's not a big part.
Yeah, and again, that's why I'm up by myself a lot, because people don't really know. They don't really know anything.
So tell us about New Orleans. Like, where's New Orleans now? Fast forward, like, it's been about 12 years, right?
It is gentrified. If you have been to any other major city where you've seen gentrification take a major effect, that is what has happened here. For example, I live like 15 to 20 minutes outside of the actual city of New Orleans in a place called West Waco. And yes, it is as country as the town. and it's because I can't afford the rent in my city. So, you know, I have to live on the outskirts of my city, have to have a car, you know, because I can't just live in a city where I can utilize the public transportation because I can't afford the rent. So that's where a lot of it is. The infrastructure of our city is horrible. We have one source of water called the Water Sewage Water Board. They are constantly in legal disputes right now for like exaggerated water bill prices. So just politically, still a lot of and well, not too much scandal, but corruption going on within the political system and stuff like that. While our city been gentrified, schools are closing. A lot of the charter experiments, the ones that have failed, the schools are now closed. So they're going to take those kids from the closing school, house them at another school. And this is happening in the middle of the school year. So we have parents and authority figures that are fighting for the right of our kids, and our parents who are uninformed are fighting for the right of our kids to not be experimented on anymore. And this has been going on for 13 years since Katrina, you know, since people started coming back to go to school here. So those are just some of the things that are going on in New Orleans, I guess, politically.
So, but in addition to you moving back, you've kind of discovered a different part of yourself, and you're doing stand-up. Now, I've only done stand-up maybe once, and that was like, you know how you do like karaoke, and they have like a little contest, and I thought it was, I felt like I was going to shit on myself, and I never did it again, because there's a certain level of like crazy that you have to have in you to like do it, and then come back and do it. So I think most people, most comics that I've listened to or seen interviews of, they express my first experience with it, but they all came back. But how is it now, like being like a stand-up comic? Because you have like about 10 shows under your belt now.
Yeah, I did pretty good. I must say that I got kind of hit the ground running. Now that I haven't been like as heavy with the booking for like the past 3 months, it's giving me time to like reflect and really like got.
Is it how is it like the business of being a comic, or are you still like studying the craft of it?
Well, this is
I think we're losing Rita.
oh. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So this phone, it's an Obama healthcare phone. So it goes in and out. This phone reflects my financial status. But so Yeah, so I just saw this as a challenge. I was looking for a challenge as far as acting because everything I was a part of, I was kind of like mastering, and I was like, you know, I need something that's going to challenge me.
Right.
And I feel like stand-up is the challenge that I need. Because I was looking for it in a script, you know, as far as acting-wise, but I think that this is something that I should try to master and have a new challenge and make money. Like, it's such a good way to make money. You can make money off of this forever. I could be 65 years old, still selling out seats and doing stand-up. So
it seems like it would like hurt my stomach. And I'm a theater actor, so you would think it feels the same. What's the difference between the two?
I'm upset by myself. I can't rely on somebody to save me if I forget my lines.
Right.
I can't walk away saying, "Ooh, Rika, you did a good job by cleaning up that scene." I'm out there by myself. I have to have material prepared. If I'm with a crowd who don't want to hear jokes about penises, I need to come up with something else. You know what I mean? So, then I have to. And I only have a couple of seconds to do it. Like, you know what I mean? So, that means I need to be reading my material every day, adding stuff, maybe taking stuff out, formalizing like categories of people, you know, just experiences every day, maybe experiences at the workplace, sex, you know, so.
Sex. Sex.
Oh no, I really don't talk about sex a whole lot on stage, so I make a joke here or there, but I think if people expect women, especially black women, you know, we over-sexualize more than any other group. So I think that when they see us get up on stage, they expect us to talk about sex or our sex lives. So I do it, but I make a point to not like overdo it because I feel like it's a lack of creativity for me to just go up and share stories about my sex life. Like, and that gets redundant and old after a while. So I just want to always be able to mix it up. I think
it's interesting to watch somebody grow in this because you normally see it coming once they've already like made it or you just seen them enough to just like, okay, that person's coming, but just watching it, like you grow in being an artist, it's scary because I know I cracked on like certain individuals for not doing things well. I think you just learn how to critique people as an artist. And I'll be watching you and stuff, and I'll be like, please don't let this be the bad one. Don't let this be the bad one. But it's just scary. Like it feels like a different world. Just watching you from this side of it, it just feels like it's a different world. But you would think that it's still live.
I'm still performing, and I kind of look at it as like an extra long round alone. You know what I mean?
Right. But there ain't nobody to save you.
At all. So I just look at it as like an extra long round alone, and try to cue myself. Like if I open up a joke about being broke, then I might go to a joke about my next thing I might talk about is gentrification. So, like doing nothing.
Right.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I know you just said like sex is off limits, but is there anything else off limits?
Sex not really off limits. I just don't want to like be known for always talking about sex. Like, you know how Lunel, everybody knows Lunel always has sex jokes.
Right.
I mean, no flag to Lunel, no flag on Lunel. I mean, if that's her thing, that's her thing. I just don't want to be known for that. I just want to be known for just being
especially today because people cut things down to like seconds. 30 seconds is a lot to people now on social media. So one little word sound bite becomes who you are and what people know you as.
Right, yeah, that's true.
So I can just imagine like if that's all you talk about is dick, so you the dick lady. That's your name, man. You the lady who like dick. That's it. That's the limitation. But I don't know. This is. I'm in a point, and maybe it's because it's the end of the year, but it really feels. It feels like I'm trying to hurry up and get stuff done. Like, do you have that sense of urgency because you are new now to the entrepreneurial side of being an artist? Like, you studied it and you've done work in it, but you've never been full time. And for the last like couple weeks, you've been like full time. Like, how scary is that?
I'm the one that has to create my income, so kind of, you know, it's what's challenging, but that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those challenges in my life, but it's kind of scary, I guess I can say. I mean, it's something new, so, but I'll be okay. I'll be able to work through it and come up with ways to make income for myself. So.
Like, what's the difference in being in a 9-to-5, something that's already like set up, versus now I gotta create my own?
Well, I take more naps throughout the day.
Let's say old ass lady.
I'm able to take more naps.
Riga is really like a 60-year-old woman on the inside, and she fights it. She tries to act as if she's 21.
A fat one. A fat one. Yo. Well, I guess just having an extra motivation for myself, you know, instead of being motivated by my students, I'm motivated by myself, you know.
Right.
So,
the bills.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think because people think that artists don't have the same wants and needs and concerns that the average 9-to-5er has, but we still gotta like not be homeless. We still gotta not be neglectful of our children, our family, our friends. You know, we still need rest. We still sleep. I think people think when you say you're an artist, that means like you're up until 4 or 5 in the morning. You're always at a party, like
you're probably like walking in the rain in the middle of the night.
No, I'm in the bed. I'm in the bed eating my chicken wings, just like you are. Like worrying about how I'm gonna make my gas and electric bill in 2 weeks. Like, it's the same type. But I think once people meet artists and realize you got the same type of concerns and, you know, things going on, I think they get, oh, this is a real person. And this is why this person charges for their work, because they have to actually live a real life. Right, but see, I don't think they're at that point yet. That's the part where they still see your work as like, I don't need that. I can go to the dollar store and get that same picture. Right. I don't know, I'm just, like, how do you deal with the stress of it? Like, depression is normal, and then a dating life and trying to balance it, and then you have a grown little child.
I'm masturbating. That helps stress.
To relieve the stresses of the day.
Yep. I'm actually going to give myself this year a vibrator. Yep. I'm going to give myself.
But is that, I mean, we laugh and joke a lot about dating, but how, like, there are a couple topics that, like, we always stumble into, but it's never planned because they're hot topic issues. Because me and Riga are polar opposites on certain things, and it's the idea of like finding the right type of man, and what does that mean, and how do you find a man? Like, Riga wants to be.
I don't know what type of man I need. I don't know. Like, I feel like when I meet him, I'm gonna know then. Right. But as of right now, I just really don't know. Because I've dated all types. I've dated the professional guy. I've dated
the not so professional guy.
The not so professional guy. I've dated the kind artist. I've dated the African brother. I've dated all types of guys. them are here. So none of them are here.
None of them are here.
I don't know if that means, you know, that I wasn't compatible with any of them.
Right.
I don't know. I think that it's just.
Or were they compatible with themselves?
I don't know. Right, and he might just be, he might work in a warehouse. He might be loading up drinks on a Pepsi truck. Like, he might just be a regular dude who knows how he can, like, fulfill.
So what are your, this ain't, I ain't gonna be able to do this. So what's that list, that things on that other list? Like, I ain't gonna be able to do this.
I ain't gonna be able to deal with somebody who don't have like a picture for life. Like, even if you're not an artist, I'm gonna need you to be somebody who wants to see the world, who want to travel, who want to who's like still motivated by just life, period. You know, because sometimes I get down and I'm like, well, if I'm not creating, then what's the point? You know, by me being an artist, like, but somebody who may not be as creative as me may take pleasure in just doing a fucking crossword puzzle and having a light bill paid. Right. And so maybe I need somebody to show me the worth in that, just being peaceful with just regular shit, you know? And I think when you're with the right person, you get to see the value in just regular stuff, like the joy in regular shit. But since I'm by myself all the time, it's like sometimes it's a struggle for me to just find peace and contentment and just being able to go home and use water and go home and turn on the lights, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I'm always thinking bigger. Like, really, you're supposed to have more. You're supposed to be doing more. But sometimes you just need to be happy and content that you have those small things like so many other people don't have. So I think the right person for me will help me to appreciate those small things and just be in the moment and not think about the future all the time.
It could be stressful. Like, sometimes I'll say most times I just try to be like in whatever moment I'm in, and of course you plan, but I don't live with my calendar. Like, I look at it in the morning maybe once or twice just to keep up with the time, but I don't live in it, because then you'll start being so stressed out because you know you don't have enough time in the day and it's getting darker sooner, and like all these things kind of boggle you down and become stressful, and then you're not like enjoying. Like, unlike other professions, we get to actually have fun, but then our fun is normally like, what we do is normally seen by others outside of it as fun, but your fun is like work for me. Like, so it becomes like, what is my fun? And then your fun becomes often something reckless, because I gotta go to the extreme just to have fun. But how do you balance that?
And you get these guys and stuff like that.
Yeah. Crack binges.
The officer's telling you that you need to learn to shut up at 10 o'clock at night.
But you have to, I'm not saying you have to, but that becomes what you have to do to like get by. Like, that's why most artists are like depressed, because what other people look at as fun becomes work for us. It's fun normally like in the beginning, when you normally like a child, and it's fun to get up on stage and learn lines and you get applause. But after maybe like the 10th time doing that show, you want to go out the back door. Like, you don't want to go into the audience and meet anybody, because it becomes like how do you turn being an artist fun again? I try to like, that's why I like teaching. And most of us, like Riga has been a teacher before, but I like teaching because it keeps me connected to like the nuance of being an artist. And you're not like, you found who you really gonna be. You know you are. You've been jaded.
I like teaching kids that are I like teaching theater nerds.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not for teaching kids who not in it. Like, that's like pulling teeth. You either into theater or you're not.
Yeah, you learn that quickly. That's something you learn quickly.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess keeping it fun is like just letting things flow, like not taking it too seriously. Like if I'm trying to sit down and write jokes or whatever, like if I don't feel nothing coming, or if I don't like the last 5 things I've written down, I would just leave it there and come back to it. Like, I don't want to make it too stressful.
Right. Cause it could get like that. I just don't want to be. I don't want to be somebody that take it so seriously that I forget that like this is fun. Like this is what other people seek fun for. Like they do this. Right. It's just I really wanna, yeah. But it's easy to forget that though. It's real easy to forget it.
It is, because people don't realize that when you're an artist or whatever, if you haven't created something or you're not working on something creatively for a period of time, that should make you crazy. And so it's like, to other people, you got all this material and stuff, but if you feel like nothing is fresh, then you like, I don't want to talk about the old shit I did. That's old to me. But to them, it's not,
Right.
To them, it's not. And they don't see the lack of ideas or creativity. You do. And you're just like, I'm disgusted with myself. Why do you want to talk to me? I'm disgusted with my damn self.
Right. So we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna be back in a couple minutes with Miss Riga Ruby.
And we're back with more Cheryl Underwood Radio.
Thank you, super producer. So we were having a discussion at the top of the show and in the show prep meeting that the creator of SpongeBob SquarePants has passed.
Why are we laughing? They don't get why we laugh. We're not laughing at him. We're not laughing at him.
Well, we laugh one because SpongeBob SquarePants brings a smile to your face.
It does. It does.
Stephen was Hellenberg died this week of he succumbed to is it Lou Gehrig's? Is that what
that's it.
Lou Gehrig's? Great movie with Gary Cooper. Is that Pride of the Jackets?
Yeah. I that's one I haven't watched a lot.
We are gonna take your white card.
You don't watch sports movies?
Yeah, they're so funny. That one's probably pretty good.
You hate it or something?
Someone come from the white side of the world and take Jim's white card.
I did watch Hoosiers.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
you get your card back then.
Yeah, thank you.
You get a temporary white man card. But Stephen Hellenberg, creator of SpongeBob SquarePants, was 57 years old. And we were discussing that, Kyle, you did not know what?
That he knew marine biology, so whether he was a teacher, former teacher by.
Okay, who watches SpongeBob SquarePants?
I watched it.
And so now you see the connection?
Yes, absolutely. Because I didn't realize that those were really facts. I just thought he was just being funny and making up stuff. I didn't know that all the stuff on the show came from an actual marine biologist scientist. It would be like Courtney Black writing a medical show, a medical comedy for kids. I wouldn't have put it together like, oh, Courtney Black, I didn't know she was going to be a doctor.
Study medicine?
Yeah, so I didn't know he had facts.
At the HBCU? What'd you study?
Biology.
Biology. And then what'd you study in your...
Clinical laboratory science.
That's what I'm talking about.
Come on.
She's smart, man.
So many degrees on
She
this
don't know
show.
sports, though.
Man.
She don't know sports, but that's
She got her son.
She don't know no sports. Take out the sports bar. Get out the sports bar.
Did you say
Stop hating,
smart, but she don't know sports.
She don't know sports, Cheryl.
I've been doing good the last couple of days.
This is my fault. Affiliates. I brought the hate in the show prep meeting.
So, hey, I ain't going there.
Shots fired.
Harry,
Shots fired.
Wow.
Oh, no, you gonna go there.
You gonna learn how to back out of a conflict.
No, I didn't want
underwood.
you to back out.
You
All I said.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. I'm here with the lovely Miss Riga.
Oh, thanks for that adjective.
She is, so I have been. I've been thinking like a French panty liner when you say that. So I feel like the Artist Exchange has been. It's been a good ride for the last 5 years, and I'm not ready to get off of it. But I have other interests that I have not allowed myself to talk about on the show because that's not what the Artist Exchange is for. And if I want to grow it as a business, I have to make sure I'm keeping in mind what my mission statement is. So there are things that I want to do. So there was this before radio was possible or the option. It was always a desire, but it wasn't always an option. And before it became an option, I had a plan to do this series called Bologna and Cheese Chronicles. Now, it was supposed to be like dating, and because you know what bologna and cheese is. So the premise of it was bologna and cheese was something that we all ate when we were children. Like, it was fun. And I don't know if, I'm quite sure they had bologna in New Orleans, but
right.
Bologna was what, it was like a field trip meal. Like, it was just, it was
dependable, it was there.
Right, and we didn't know that it caused gout, and it caused, like, your feet to swell up, and it was so much sodium in it, and it was, like, all the leftover parts of the cow and shit. Like, we didn't know all that. We just knew it was good. And every now and again, you chewed on a little red strip that went around it. But for the most part, it was a good thing. It wasn't necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
I think we get static. I didn't think it was necessarily a bad thing. But as you grow older, you realize this ain't good for me. So the idea of, that's why I had the damn earpiece by the microphone. But so as you grow up, bologna and cheese becomes less appealing to you. And it's really about dating and your love life and growing and all those things.
Growing your standards.
Right, your standards to grow. So now, as an adult, I want a chicken dinner. I want steak and lobster. Bologna and cheese don't seem as appealing to me anymore. But every now and again, you'll have a taste for, like, a bologna and cheese sandwich. But
yeah, it's a little side every now and then.
Yeah, but then it's really not something forever. Something that you will always want. It's not something that will always be in your taste buds. But it's just something that you like. It's something that you want. It's something that is just like a part of what you have. And that is okay. Like, it's fine. Those things are fine. It's fine to, want more and want better. And I remember in the beginning of Bologna and Cheese Chronicles, it was me and another young lady, Danielle Fuller, and we used to just switch stories about our dating life. And at moments it would get depressing, and then it would get funny again, and then it would be not so depressing. But then it would get to a point where, like, this would be something that I talk about. Like, where do I talk about it? But I have never been a person that talked about my love life. I think, like, outside of Riga and Danielle, maybe like one or two other people I've, like, barely cracked the surface with. Because for me,
and we've been friends for like over 10 years now. You just started talking about it.
Because it's like, for me, I grew up around people who, you don't share that type of information. But not sharing it, you don't, just like keeping secrets, is not good. Because there's nobody to check you. There's nobody to say, hey, I don't think that's a good idea. So you keep thinking, like, this is something that I could just do. I just don't need to tell nobody. And there's a reason you don't tell anybody. But so the Bologna and Cheese Chronicles is something that I would love to, like, get to another level. And it'll be other conversations, like adult stuff that you can talk about. But normally the stuff that I don't talk about on the Artist Exchange, because I just don't like mixing company that way. But it's still an idea, and we're just testing it out and seeing how it works and how it grows. But Riga got stories. I thought I had stories, but Riga got stories. So we're going to attempt to do this, and we may do it just on like a Facebook Live setting. It may not necessarily be during the Artist Exchange, but this is kind of the downtime for the Artist Exchange. We have 3 more shows that are definite for this year, and then we're going to pick back up in 2019 after a break. So how you
feeling about 2019? What goes through your mind when you hear 2019? What do you?
I'm 35 now, so I really, and this will sound strange coming to me, but I don't give a fuck about anybody's feelings. And that sounds really, I'm really still gonna be loving and mindful of not me hurting anybody, but I don't care. Like, some people project how they feel about their lives onto you, and I'm one of them people that happens to, and I used to care about that, and I don't anymore. I don't. I'm so much more patient, and just so much more. But so for me, that's what the Bologna and Cheese Chronicles are. So I'll let you tell us like any shows that you have coming up and where we can find you at on social media, and see some of those funny skits and clips of you just being Riga. So we can find all that at, because we only got like a minute left.
Well, I am on Instagram and Facebook as Riga Movie, RIGARUBY. And I have some funny videos. I always post my new shows coming up. So right now, look out for some videos. I have some really good ideas coming up for the prominent comedians here in the city. So I'll be working on that really, really soon. I got something real special coming up for Christmas. I don't want to give too many details because that's how hilarious it's going to be. So look out for that.
And hopefully if I can get down there this year, like, we're gonna have some stuff that we can do together.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm ready, baby.
It's gonna be a lot of eating and doing it, but it's...
Well, we gotta think. Energy for your brain. That's the only way. We gotta take a nap after that. The idea might come to you in a dream, so...
Hallelujah. So this has been the Artist Exchange Radio Show. It was an abbreviated version today, but we have a couple more interviews for this year, so stay tuned, stay locked in for that. And I'll give out more. I'll do a live probably later today. So peace out. Thanks, Riga.
You're welcome.